This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. Hi, Al. Yeah, hi, Al. Is my voice audible?
Yeah. Hi. Good
Yeah,
morning. Yeah, your voice is audible.
Okay, thank you. Uh, are you able to see my screen?
no,
Not,
Right?
no,
Okay. I think you might. Yes, can you check it once now?
still no.
well, now we are able to.
Okay. Anyway, it will take some time, I think. Okay. So, any doubts regarding course content or something else? What are the topics we are going to discuss? Any special requirements from your end?
Vivek, we are, implementing the things over in Java with, Selenium with C Sharp or Selenium with Java.
Yeah,
Sorry, we missed the
yes,
first part.
yeah, Selenium is Java only.
Okay.
Yes, Selenium is Java along with REST engine and hybrid framework.
Okay.
Yeah. Any queries from anyone?
Uh,
Yesterday you were very fast. Can you please go little slow
Yeah,
today?
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
and how demanding Java with Selenium compare versus Java with C Sharp? Vivek?
Yes, okay. So basically, Java is Selenium. I think, as per my knowledge, still 80% of openings on Java is Selenium only, or Selenium is Java only. So the remaining then is the again it's like Selenium Python, Selenium C Sharp. So Selenium C Sharp or Selenium Python, these are the new things, and I think so. Like most of the demand for the Selenium Java and Selenium Python only. So why? Because we are some companies moving to Python. If their current projects on Python, if they want some extra speed or something else, they move to Python. At the same time, so the project which is developed on top of the Java, then obviously they prefer to work on Selenium Java only. Selenium Java only.
Okay.
At the same time, some very good support is there in BDD. Like if some companies are moving to BDD framework. BDD framework is nothing but Cucumber and something else. So in those scenarios, most of the companies initially they used to work with the spec flow. That means Selenium with C Sharp with this framework BDD framework spec flow. So nowadays, a lot of good frameworks is available for the Selenium Java BDD also like Cucumber. Um, so much openings
What,
is there. Yeah,
hmm,
please.
what is BDD framework?
Yes, BDD is like a behavioral driven development. If you see here, now we are working with the TDD. TDD is nothing but test driven development. So here what happened initially, the front end developer used to write a unit test cases. So once unit test case is completed, there from then developer starts developing the application by passing the unit test cases, by making that unit test cases pass. So initially there is no code, that's why unit test cases will be fail. Once they started developing the code, then the developer makes sure of uh, make it as a pass. So that this is the kind of development, then we can take it as a TDD. Then BDD is nothing but behavior driven development. The main objective of BDD here, while we are seeing from the testing or test automation point of view, here they reduce the gap between the like a manual tester and the automation tester, and business analyst and the automation tester. So the code what written by the automation test developers will be not understandable by the person who are not having any programming knowledge or any programming background as a manual tester or a BA. So in those scenarios, it's difficult to execute. So BDD come into the picture. BDD is having some separate Gherkin language. So Gherkin language is not any programming language. It's not normal language combination of normal words like where, when, then, something else like that, and are. So nearly 30 types of local languages are supported in Gherkin. So in those scenarios, that our test case, our high level end test cases are written in a normal Gherkin language, means is very easily understandable for the laymen. Like when open the URL,
Okay.
then enter the username and password, like and enter the username and password, then you are writing result in a then block, then user is able to log in successfully. So the code which is performing all the access we have written in a step definition file in Cucumber, like in a separate class. So these mappings, how our description, how our when then conditions are mapping our step definition files is taken care by the Cucumber framework itself. So here in BDD we are using the Gherkin language. In TDD it's not like that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all. I mean, that is about frameworks BDD and TDD.
Mm.
We're just trying to differentiate the opportunities, number of opportunities in the demand for the with good pay scale in the market for C Sharp Selenium versus C Sharp, I mean Java Selenium.
Yes. Okay. So I can able to say one thing: if we are good in any programming knowledge, then if we are working as a Selenium or C Sharp or Selenium Java or Selenium Python or JavaScript, it's not a big issue. It's not a big deal. So
Okay.
one thing,
Okay.
once if you are very good in Java or something else, so most of the things, if these all are the sorry, programming languages. So most of the programming knowledge is having the same type of concepts, but something is different in the syntax. So
Okay.
if you are having any knowledge in scripting, then it's very helpful. So as my suggestion, no need to worry about is have to switch between the Java or C Sharp or something else. If you have any mindset like you are ready to you're ready to learn new language or something else, it's better to go with either is Python script or a JavaScript. So if you want to continue your career as an automation testing engineer, it's better to learn the JavaScript. So either
Java
it's
using
JavaScript, no, JavaScript, Java and JavaScript.
JavaScript also used in Selenium.
We can able to use Selenium. In Selenium, we can able to use in multiple programming languages
Okay.
like how we are using say Java, how we are using C Sharp, Python, like that we can able to use JavaScript also. So why I'm suggesting JavaScript here? If you are able to learn the JavaScript, then you can have a chance to work with some other tools also. If you see here, Protractor is there, Nightwatch is there, Cypress is there. So these all are the tools we
Uh-huh.
are using to automate the AngularJS applications.
Okay.
In Selenium also, by Selenium also we can able to use our AngularJS applications, but here we are facing some little bit of complexity while writing the locators or while synchronizing the application with the speed of the
Okay.
Selenium. So that we are using some other tools like Protractor or Nightwatch or Cypress. So whenever we are working with these tools, you are supposed to write your code in JavaScript only.
Okay.
It's not allowing any other programming language like Selenium. So that is the one big advantage of Selenium. At the same time, while we are talking with some other tools, most of the reliable and most of the high-paying tools in market like a Protractor and Cypress will not support any other programming language like Selenium.
Except JavaScript.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, okay, Vivek. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. Any doubts from anyone? Okay. Okay. So today I'm going to show just simple demo of the Selenium IDE. Just why I'm showing this here, how Selenium IDE and Selenium is going to work and what is the main important things here. So two things are very, very important. The two main hurdles as a Selenium automation engineer we are going to face is one is writing a locator for that element. So what is meant by locator? Locator is nothing but just we have to give the address of a particular field where you want to work to the Selenium. So if you are asking Selenium to click on particular username, or if you are asking Selenium to click on particular submit button, then you have to initially you supposed to pass the address of that Selenium submit button to the Selenium. The address of that submit button in this entire page. If you want to click on this admin tab, then you supposed to find the address of this admin tab, then you have to request the Selenium along with this particular address tab. Just we supposed to ask, please do click action on this address. Then Selenium try to find that address, try to find that element by using that address in the entire this DOM, then it continues, then it will continue the action here. So here the most of the important thing is we are supposed to find a good address here. We are supposed to find a good, shortest, and effective address here. Yes, if your address is having any landmark, then it's easily we can able to find the person. But if you are not having any proper address, like if you have a multiple dependent address, where we have to go to first building, then after that we have to take second right and third left and fourth right. These type of addresses is there. Then obviously it will take much time to find the address of a particular person, and it will take it will be complex also. The same thing is happening in here also. The same type of concept is the locator. So why these locators are important in Selenium, then how these locators we can able to how these we can able to write. So just going to show this basic IDE record and playback mode. Then after that I'll give you what are the different types of locators we are going to use in Selenium. Then tomorrow onwards we are going to start this Java. So again, once we started with the Selenium, again we are going to discuss these things. What is the locator, how to find the locator. So why two times I'm going to discuss this is locators are very, very important to write a minimum basic Selenium scripts. So that just I'm giving you some idea about the locators initially, so that if you find any free time, then please practice along with the Java. Please practice these things also. Okay. Selenium, basically Selenium IDE is just add-on for our browser. Don't need to, there is no exe file or installation files here, just this basic, it's like an add-on. So if you see here, this is a Selenium IDE, this is an add-on. So initially, over 3 years back, while Selenium IDE come into the picture from for last 10 years up to last 3 years, Selenium IDE is an add-on only for the Mozilla Firefox browser. Then after that, Selenium itself, Selenium HQ official website itself deprecated the Selenium IDE. After after 1 year, it's again released by the Selenium officially, but now it's available as an add-on for the both Mozilla and Chrome and some other browser also. So just we have to add this browser, add this add-on to the browser. That's it. See. Yes, from Chrome web store we can able to add this one. Already I added this one that's showing as a remove from Chrome. From there you can able to add this like, so this is just add-on. Okay. Okay, just I want to execute this particular test. Just give a minute, I'll close this thing. Yes, so just I want to start the Selenium IDE. So just I'm opening this add-on Selenium IDE extension. Yes, whenever we are opening it will ask for the multiple options regarding new test in a new project or open an existing project or open a new project, something else close as Selenium IDE. Then regarding new test in a new project, yes. So here we are supposed to give the URL on which website we want to execute these scenarios. Yes, I'm giving that one. Then just I'm clicking on start recording. Just give a minute. Yes, just I'm clicking on start recording. Yes, if you see here, it's open the another browser instance. This is open this one. So the things what I did here, everything will be going to record. It's just I'm opening the Selenium IDE. Here just I'm stopping the recording by click on this one. So we have to some name to this one we have to assign. Yes. Yes, if you see here, these are the actions what we did. And it's recorded. Okay, before that just I'm going to execute. I'm closing this one. Yes, yes, if you see here, these all actions are automated now. That's why it's able to do. The test is completed and is passed successfully. That's why all the lines in green color here. And here we can able to see test 1 2 3 completed successfully. Yes, let's see. I'm going to execute it again. Yes, that's it. It's completed the execution. So Selenium IDE, in Selenium IDE we are having the record and playback. So that's why if you start the recording, it will record each and every action what you did on that particular browser instance, so that later we can able to replay we can able to play back all the actions what we did earlier. So in this way we can able to automate the applications. So at the same time we have some limitations here also. We are not able to write much conditions here. We are not able to write much assertions here. So at the same time, if you want to do some logical operations, those Selenium IDE is not that much supportable for that one. So that's why we are moved to the next level. Okay, so then just I'll give you the explanation of what is the command and what is the target and what is the value here, then how to use this one. So but one thing we are not going to use at the same time, no companies are using as of now. So as a automation tester, you will never work on this one in future. Okay, so here these are the commands: open, set window size, click, type. So and select. Here if you see here, you can able to see select. Then what is the open command? So this command will come into the picture if you're trying to launch any URL. So open is nothing but it's launching the URL. So here this is the target and this is the value. Command is nothing but what type of actions we did. These are commands. And targets where we did on this particular page, that one is target. So this is nothing but locator. This is nothing but web element, what I told earlier. So writing the locator, these are the nowadays now in current days we are working with the Selenium WebDriver so that these things we have to write. So while we are working with Selenium IDE, these things these actions are automatically recorded so that Selenium IDE wrote their own locators. But now we are going to work with Selenium WebDriver so that we have to write the script and we have to write these locators. So these are the writing locators is a very basic one. We have to learn it. This is very basic one, and sometimes most of the time most of these situations as an automation tester we have to spend a lot of time on finding locators only other than writing the scripts. Yes, so nowadays most of the front end development most of the websites are using Angular JS and React JS for front end development. In those scenarios, finding the locators is become a challenge. Yes, these are the locators. Then after finding these locators, yes, command is the action what we did, target is the address where we did, and value. Yes, if you are doing any action, is that action require the parameter? If you are typing any, if you are passing that parameter from the outside, those parameters will save here. Yes, if you see here, type action, I am entering the username here. So for that I require type action and I entered into the username box, and that value I entered is admin. This is my username, and I'm typing password. This is my password. These two are the parameters I passed from the outside so that it's displaying in a value column. Yes, here also I entered my name, username as a test, and such system as label equal to ESS, these things. Yes, these are the different things. Okay, so first one, initially I opened a URL so that this is the thing. If you see how the URL is not displayed here, why? Because already we given here. That's why the URL what we opened is displaying here. So that's why it's not displaying here. Then after the opening the window, so initially that window is opened in a small size. Just I maximized it. So after that, after maximize that window size is this one, this pixels. 1296 into 696, so that is telling set window size. After opening the URL I maximize, I mean it's not maximizing, I'm setting the window size to this size. Yes, then I clicked on here, I clicked here in username field to highlight. After clicking, username field, I enter the username as an admin, then I enter the password as an admin, then I clicked on the login button here. Yes, these are the things we are recorded. Yes, if you want to change something else, if you want to change here a username I entered as a test, if you want to change as per your requirement, your current requirement, just click here and you can be able to change the value here. That's it. Yes, if you want to change address, so if you see here, yes, if you want to change it, I set window size as a 1296 into 696. If you want to change it, 596. That's it. Like this, you can able to change. You can able to change anything. You can able to change the action. You can able to change the target, and you can able to change the value also. Now I'm going to execute it again. Yes, that's it. It's enter the new things only. What the things what we edited. Is now it's entered the new test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a very basic one, and this is the button we are used to run the current test. This is the button we are used to run all the tests in this project. You can able to schedule our test execution, and you can able to speed also. You can able to change speed also from slow to fast. So always we prefer to run in slow mode only. So why? Because sometimes the sync between the speed match between the Selenium IDE and this application might be vary, and it will not match as properly. That's why the script is going to fail. So that's most of the times we are going to run in a slow mode. So as of now we run in a very high speed. So now I'm going to run in a slow mode. Now you can able to observe each and every action. Yes. So test is completed. This is running successfully. So that's why it's changed everything. Okay. If you see here, yes. If you see here, this is the target for the this is the action we did in on password block. So here we supposed to enter the admin as a username and admin 123 as a password. If you change these two are the targets. These two are the addresses where Selenium IDE is supposed to work. Just I'm ma- just I'm intentionally changing these scenarios. See what will happen here. Yes, now I'm going to execute it. So as per my expectation, the username and password should be interchanged. And our login should be failed. Yes, initially, yes, is entered password as a username and username as a password. If you see here, yes, now it's logged on. Click on login also. Then it's not moving to the next page due to invalid credentials. Our script should be failed as of now. Let's see what will happen. So still it's searching for the next element to be found here. So obviously after some time it's unable to find, it's having some default time to wait for that particular element. If within this particular default time it's not able to find that, obviously throw an exception like we are unable to find that element. Yes, yes, if you see here, up to here, up to here, these actions are executed properly. That's why these all are in green mark. But here it's failed. Why it's failed? It's unable to find this element. So basically, by using this element, what we are doing here, is after login, yes, after login, I'm trying to click on this admin tab. I'm trying to click on this admin tab so that this is the address of that admin tab. So after click on login button, our Selenium ID is trying to find this admin button, but Selenium ID is unable to find it. Why? Because our login scenario itself failed. That's why we are not in the second page, still we are in the sign in page only. So that is in sign in page only is trying to find this element. Is in sign in page only is trying to find this element. Obviously that element will not come into the picture. Why? Because our login is failed. That's why it's failed here. You see, trying to find the CSS, it's telling it CSS is nothing but it's giving proper error message also, trying to find this but failed, implicit wait. So it's waited for this particular element up to 30 seconds. 30,000 milliseconds is nothing but 30 seconds. Up to 30 seconds is trying to wait to find this particular element. After 30 seconds also it's not coming to the picture. That's why Selenium IDE thrown this exception and make this as an fail. So these green lines are the line actions which are executed successfully. Then this is the red line is the line where exactly our program is failed, and these are the remaining lines which are not executed, which are not executed. So this is the scenario. Okay. So how to write these addresses? How to write this target? What is meant by locators? So how we are going to write these locators while we are working with the Selenium IDE? Yes, these are the different ways we are using to find the locators of a particular element on the space. These are different techniques. We are using name, ID, class, link text. Yes. If you see here, up to here, these are the attributes. These are the direct attributes. So any tag may have any number of attributes. Yes, if you see here what is meant by tag, then what is meant by, just give a minute, please. Yes, yes, yes. Whenever we are facing the execution error from that, the control will stop the execution.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, see here, if you see here, these are the direct attributes. I'll show you what is meant by attribute and what is meant by tag name and everything. Yes. If you see here, this is the page I think already we discussed in yesterday class. I give you some high level things. Yes, if you want to find any locator of any element, if you want to find location of this time element, just mouse over on that and right click and click on inspect. Click on inspect. Then that corresponding tag will be highlighted. This is a tag. This tag is having a tag name as a B. So we can call it as a tag name B. It's not having any attribute. If you see here, this is also a tag, is the A. A is a tag here. This A is having three attribute. One is the href attribute, one is an ID, another is an ID attribute and class attribute. If you see, if you take some other things, yes, if you see just a max, yes, this is another tag. The tag is having a name div. It's having two attributes. One is the ID attribute, another one is a style attribute. So many ID attribute is a class attribute is a style, width, length, placeholder. So many attributes. Any type of attributes from front-end developer can develop. But out of all these attribute, not only Selenium IDE, Selenium able to find the element by using some attributes. Those attributes are name, IDE, class, and link text. Yes, Selenium can able to find the location of an element by using these attributes only. Even though if you are having some other attributes like like style or something else, if you see here href is there, so this is also an attribute, but Selenium is unable to find the location by using these attributes. Selenium is able to find the location by using the attribute either by name or ID or a class or a text. These four are the attributes Selenium can able to find. Yes. So if you are having these four attributes, any one of these four attributes, directly you can able to use that one. Yes, if you see here, I have this ID attribute, and I can able to use this. Just give a minute. Yes. Yes. So this is the attribute. Just I copied this value, and just I'm clicking on Control F. Here, one text box will come into the picture, and I pasted here. It's showing which this value in this entire HTML page. Only one matching is there. Only one matching. So that if I click on enter, if you can observe this thing, this tag and corresponding time both are highlighting here while I'm clicking on enter. If you observe here, are you able to see this? Yes, this is a match. So if this ID is unique, if it is representing only one, we can able to use that use that. If you feel that one is not a unique one, or if you feel if that one is not a static one. Yes, what is meant by static and dynamic? Some websites, they are using some dynamic attributes. So as of now, my ID value equal to menu underscore time underscore view time module. But if I refresh my page, this ID may vary to some other thing. So like most of the websites using these dynamic attributes for the security purpose, at the same time they want to avoid their application from the automation. So that, like if you try to automate the Facebook application, yes, sign in, while sign in only, login button and logout button may have one ID. Then if you refresh that, it may change to some other. So most of the things, most of the Facebook and Google, they most of the times they are going to use dynamic attributes. Yes, if you feel that one is a dynamic, then we are not supposed to use that. So if you feel that one is a not dynamic and that one is a unique one, in this scenario, we can able to use these things directly. Okay. If it is not a dynamic and if it is not a unique, what we have to do? Yeah, that is a separate picture. We come into that. Yeah. Yes. Before that, one more question. If my tag is having all these four attributes, or combination of some attribute, then which one is best? This is also one of the important interview questions here. For which attribute you are going to give a high priority? Yes, I'll give the high priority to the name only. Why? Because most of the times, name is a unique one. 99% name is a unique attribute. So it will given to the only one element in entire page, so that Selenium can able to find the element by using the name attribute very quickly. That means it will speed up the execution process. It will speed up the your run, your execution. It will increase your performance. So that's why we have to give high priority to the name. Then later we are giving priority to the ID. Yes, if these two is not there, if text is there, then we can give that second, third priority to the text. Then last, as per my past experience, I'll give last priority to the class. Why? Because most of the times class name is very lengthy. At the same time, if your class attribute here, see, if your class attribute value is having space, sometimes as of now it's not having any space, first level menu here, but sometimes most of the time this class attribute having a spaces. Yes, if your class attribute having spaces, or if your class attribute value very lengthy, then most of the times we are going to face the failures, Selenium unable to find the element by using those type of class attributes. So that just I'm not trying to use the class, just I'm avoiding the use, avoiding this class while I'm trying to find the locators. These are the conditions. Okay, if that is not there, if these four elements is not there, sorry, so some of the times if four elements is not there, or the elements what there is not a unique one, then what we are going to do, then what we have to do? Yes, if these things are not available, then we are going to write XPath and CSS. XPath is nothing but XML path. Again, we have some different syntax for these two things. We are going to use this, so that before going to start Selenium, if you before that, if you have any free time, please try to open multiple web browsers, sorry, multiple websites, and do inspect on the elements by try. If you see here, just right click, just I want to click on timesheets, just right click, click on the inspect. It will develop, it will open developer mode. Yes, this is the thing. It's having src, it's an image tag, it's not having anything here. Then how Selenium can able to find this? In those scenarios, we are moving for the XPath. Okay, if your tag is having direct one, then try to find, just copy that and save here and try to find its unique one or not, or some other element is there with the same attribute value. These things, just do, just keep on doing these things so that you can familiar with these type of attributes. Then how we are going, easily you can understand how to write the locators. Yes. uh, Anyway, while we are going to start with the selenium, we have a dedicated session to discuss these locators and XPath and CSS. So as of now, I'm not going to discuss about the XPath and CSS. Why? Because it's too early and it bit complex if you discuss right now. Yes. Yeah, that's it from my end for today. Any doubts? Yes, how can we know whether that attribute is dynamic or static? Yes, most of the times, 99%, if your attribute value is nothing but this is an attribute and this is an attribute value. If your attribute value is having any kind of integers, combination of integers, like um, if you see here, there might be, it's difficult here in this website. No, if your class name is combination of first level menu 123 or 758 something else, so if it is a dynamic attribute, nothing but they're going to change these values dynamically, so that they keep some meaningful name at end, at the starting, at the end they are going to add some random value, like first level menu as of now. Sometime later is first level menu 53, first level menu 1025, like that. So they are keep on adding some random number to avoid the automation. So if your attribute value is having any integers, then we can taken care by that and we can suspect like it might be a dynamic one. So if you want to confirm is dynamic one or not, just refresh your page, then see if it is displaying the same attribute value, then we can say it's static. Or otherwise, if it's dynamic one, obviously after refresh that value should be changed. So this is the way we are going to find it's a dynamic or not. Yes, any doubts? Yeah, any doubts from anyone? Yeah, from tomorrow onwards we are going to discuss some Java basics. We're going to start with some Java basic. You people having Java installed in your system and IDE, or if people having any basic knowledge on Java, or we have to start from the installation?
Okay, Vivek.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's okay. The, it's okay. I'm just saying, well, I'm
Okay,
acknowledging whatever we heard.
okay. Okay, that's it from my end. I'm going to drop off. Thank you. Thank you all. Bye.